Hey, what's up, everybody? Rev Sauce 9. So make sure to rate, like, and subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you're on my other video platforms like Rumble, Daily Motion, Facebook, BitChute, etc., 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 make sure to be thumbing up, liking, commenting, all that stuff. Check down below and all my video platforms for where I stream and stuff like that. Guys, you can go online and find the news article yourself. You could read it for yourself. You could decipher it for yourself. Again, I try to keep it raw and uncut and unbiased here on this channel. I'm a little annoyed with WWE because this is basically an FU statement to the fans. They don't give a shit about you or I. And TKO's obviously money hungry because they know they got fans by the balls. People are willing to pay car prices to go sit at an arena show. People are willing to pay car prices to go to these events. It's just, and I just feel like WWE's out of touch and out of date. I think they don't read the room. I honestly don't think they see the current climate. I don't think they give a fuck about people and income and making fans happy and making, food prices going to these events cheaper, merchandise cheaper for the kids. They just don't care. They don't care. Honestly, they don't. And you can obviously tell TKO is just money hungry at this point. Basically, from this article, they've been in talks for a while, and I guess talks fell through. But they're getting a little bit of a consolation prize, New Orleans is, hosting Money in the Bank. I would be disappointed if I was a fan thinking, oh man, I'm going to set my hotel up and I'm going to get all this stuff. So technically, Money in the Bank is not even going to be at the Mercedes Superdome. I think that's what they call it, the Mercedes or Caesar's Palace or something like that in New Orleans. So basically, they're talking about re-putting it back and regurgitating this, running it back last year's WrestleMania, or this year's WrestleMania, I should say, or bringing it to Los Angeles or putting it in Wembley Stadium. I don't get that. I don't get the whole bait and switch here with fans. And if I'm a WWE fan right now, or just a wrestling fan in general, if you only watch WWE and that's all you believe in, I would be pissed. This would piss me off, to be honest with you. They're saying a new venue for WrestleMania 42 has yet to be announced. This came earlier today from WrestleNomics, saying they have an exclusive WrestleMania 2026 is no longer set for New Orleans, local organizations say. So what happens is, so people know, they have a group of people that organize for sports, like the mayor's office and whatever's down there. They have an organization, and then they have rules and regulation that these companies have to abide to. So like boxing, there's rules. Wrestling, there is rules for injuries and what the committee can do, like these boxing committees, wrestling committee groups, and what moves. So like certain places you can't do certain moves, certain people can't be in certain places, things like that. So like, for instance, Nyla Rose couldn't be in certain places in America because she's trans, and they wouldn't allow it. Some of the sports outlets and organizations, AEW would have to ask for that. So with this, they have a sports organization for New Orleans, and I heard New Orleans is really the strict one. And after what happened recently with the national title game and all the things that went into that, they want high-end security, high-end this, high-end that. They did that for the Super Bowl in New Orleans recently, for the recent Super Bowl that happened. So this is just to be honest with you, an FU to the fans. I don't know how you can have all the check marks in the world, like the Andrew Beckdallas of the world, try to spin it and say, oh, it's because of security. Oh, it's because of. Then you can have Dave Meltzer go, oh, it's just a fuck you to the fans. This is typical TKO. TKO does not care about the fans. Let me tell you this. Nick Khan, Artie Emanuel, Triple H, it just shows this company's money hungry. And they don't care. They care more about you buying a $40,000 ticket. And I guarantee their arena shows are a buttload expensive. They probably ain't cheap. They're probably hundreds of dollars to go see a show. When back in the day, it was literally I can go for $100 and feel like I was wine and dine for going to a WWE show, especially a super showdown show where they would have SmackDown and Raw, and SmackDown would be recorded because they either were doing something across the pond and whatnot. But this right here is ridiculous. This right here just annoys me as a person. And then you had people on X saying we want Vince McMahon back. You don't want Vince McMahon back. If you think Vince McMahon needs to come back, you really just need to go touch the grass and you need to get a life at this point. Vince McMahon towards the end was so out of touch, out of date. He should not be in wrestling. That's how I feel about Bischoff and Hulk Hogan with that wrestling freestyle. I wouldn't be surprised if Vince McMahon tried to get in on that and put a lot of money into that. I think that would be ridiculous. You know, there's rumors and innuendos that Vince McMahon, once he gets done with all of the shit, he's coming back. Vince McMahon's long in the tubes. He's got to go. He's out of touch, out of date. But there's an audience for him. I mean, people are willing to excuse all the bullshit that he's gone through to have him do wrestling. And I just don't know. Maybe people are cuckoo for the Cuckoo Pops. But don't believe all the check marks. Don't believe everybody that you see on Reddit and things like that. Honestly, I could read this all day. In a joint statement, the New Orleans and the company of the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation said they were in talks with TKO to expand our long-standing partnership. So it seems like it contract stuff and things like that are in limbo. It's all about money here. They have a multi-event, multi-year agreement where they're bringing UFC 318 on July 19th and Money in the Bank in 2026. So basically, New Orleans is just getting scraps. Basically, New Orleans is saying, we're just saying, fuck you. WWE TKO is just saying, fuck you, fuck your horse you rid on. New Orleans is not valuable for, and you know what? It's sad because WrestleMania and even SummerSlam are revenue driven for each city and town they go to. And these are big events that help out cities. And for basically what they're doing is basically it's a big fuck you statement. Now, I'm trying to read this. I'm going to go to a different article real quick while I'm voice recording this for you guys. You'll have some gameplay and whatnot. Let's go to Wrestle Inc. here. WWE's reporting dealing with two while moving WrestleMania 42 to Las Vegas. I think that's what they're going to do on Tuesday or Thursday. WWE in the Greater New Orleans. Okay, we already read that. Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. Basically, they're going to get a consolation prize. Basically, Money in the Bank is not a consolation prize. It's Money in the Bank hasn't been the same in 2 decades. Let's just get real about this. Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer. WWE has encountered 2 major hurdles to prevent holding WrestleMania in Sin City next year. Firstly, he noted that that a concert is set to take place at Allegiant Stadium. So WWE pretty much to have it rerun in Allegiant Stadium, they're going to have to pay whoever is running Allegiant Stadium to get out so they can run it at the time they're looking to do it. I've also heard Wembley Stadium and I've also heard SoFi Stadium again. So we're just going to, what are we going to do? We're just going to regurgitate 4 stadiums a year. Is that the thing we're going to do? Just 4 stadiums in the West Coast, and we're just going to keep it a West Coast thing when it comes to UFC. I just feel like fans are getting the raw end of the stick here, and how much Andrew Bagdala, all these people across the board, all these news sites, it's just a cash grab, money grab from WWE, and honestly, WWE is becoming greedy. Let's just keep it a buck. They're becoming Nintendo of wrestling. And people are like, they get upset with me when people are walking back over and watching AEW, giving them a second look or a third look. You know what I mean? People are actually turning off WWE and watching the other product. The reason why is because tickets are cheaper. Yes, the quality's not the same as WWE, but does it have to be good? A lot of people do not want to have their finances fucked with, and they don't want to be told that seats are $40,000 or be told one thing that it's black and then it's white or it's gray, it's color. People don't want to be messed with. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, and what's happening is WWE, between the $40,000 seats, I've heard in arenas, it's super expensive. Merchandise prices are going up. Fans are just getting less. They're getting less. It's just becoming less and less and less. And, when I was a kid, you got more. Again, I say this about $80 games, right? $80 games are becoming a thing. But back in the day for $80 in the 90s, it was like between $20 to $80. You would get an experience and actually a full game, not just a half-baked game. And I say this about the gaming industry. WWE don't care about people. They think you're stupid. You're going to pay the money. You're going to do it for little Timmy and little Sarah, and that's the way it's going to go. And I think fans are just getting tired of it. I think you have the reverse than when Vince McMahon was running the show. I think people were just drawn out with the same bullshit of booking and innuendos, and now it's coming down to, first of all, you're putting out bland shit. John Cena's run's not been good. And why should I go pay $40,000 when I can watch it on my TV in 4K or even in 8K and feel like I'm getting better quality and better everything, and I don't have to spend that kind of money? I think WWE needs to read the room. WWE used to be about fan service, guys. They're not about that now. This is disappointing. This is very disappointing for me to see. I think it's a big FU from Triple H. I think it's a big FU from Nick Khan. I think it's a big FU from TKO, Artie Emanuel. There's other reports coming out that Jonathan Coachman on his show was basically stating that Vince McMahon's not happy with the moves they're making in WWE, and he's not wrong for saying that. Now, Jonathan Coachman, what sources he got on that, who knows? He also said that Vince McMahon can't stand Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, his own daughter at the moment, and I don't know that to be true or not. So again, like I said before, who knows? Take everything with a grain of salt, but the report is WWE is looking for a new home for WrestleMania 42. It looks like it could be Wembley Stadium. They've been teasing that for quite a while. So who knows? At this point, to me, fans are just getting shafted. And, if they're putting it in Saudi Arabia, I think fans are ultimately going to get fucked. And are you going to watch if it's in Saudi? Are you going to get up early enough for it? If they do it in and they regurgitate what we did this year with WrestleMania or the year prior to that, are you going to watch it? Are you going to support the product? That's the thing. I think people are getting tired of the same mumbo jumbo for more price. And what are you getting for it? Are you getting the experience you're looking for? And people are walking over to AEW. This is not a fanboy thing. This is not a tribalism thing. This is people saying, look, I can't afford the price, but I could definitely afford AEW. And my kids, they just want to see wrestling. So we can go over here and feel like we're getting wined and dined in a smaller venue and feel that we're getting the same quality as what we're getting with WWE. It comes down to money and funds. And it really, and I'm going to tell you guys this, and I've said this all along, it's like video games, right? People do not want to be paying $80 video games. It's not the 90s anymore. People don't want to be messed in the wallet, and it's coming down to that, and it's just the way it is. You can dislike me, you can boo me, you can hiss me. You could tell me I'm completely wrong. That's fine. I still get a view nonetheless at the end of the day. But I'm just saying WWE just does not care for the fans. They just don't. It shows when reports like this come out. You can't make this shit up. You could go read it for yourself. You can go read it for yourself. There's plenty of news articles out there. Go read it out there. Go read for yourself. Form your own opinion. If you don't like mine, go make a video talking about how you feel about it. There's a lot of people damage controlling for this. There's a lot of people bootlicking for WWE. There's a lot of check marks out there trying to spin this and justify it. There's no justifying this at all. I'm sorry. You just can't to me. Anyway, I don't want this to be a looping video or a long and drawn out. I want to say you guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.